guys, it's Ashley and today I'm going to be doing a video on my experience at Electric Forest 2016. If you haven't already seen my video on my experience from 2015 and my tips and advice if you're going to Electric Forest, you can click the link down below or the annotation on the screen. This video is going to be more about my experience from 2016 and comparing it to my experience last year, what has improved and what has stayed the same. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and let's get right into the video. This was my second time at Electric Forest. It was so much fun. I met a ton of new friends. I went with a whole new group of people. Some of the same people as last year, but also a ton of new friends. My personal experience was better than my experience in 2015. Some of my favorite sets were Bass Nectar on Saturday night, the legendary String Cheese Show on Saturday night that's 3 hours with a ton of cool special effects. And I really liked the floozies too. That was really cool. Another awesome part of my trip this year was we left a little bit early and we took a detour about 3 hours out of the way. We stopped in Chicago. We went there for all of our first time. We went to Millennial Park. That was an awesome experience that I will never forget. So if you don't know a lot about Electric Forest and you haven't seen my last video, a little review on what it's like and the culture there. The music is mostly EDM and some sort of like funky kind of EDM or like jam bands. It's in Rothbury, Michigan, which is on the western half of Michigan. There is no age restriction to this festival. You can go if you're 18. There's actually people that bring their kids there, which is kind of crazy. It's definitely a rare sight, but I've seen like babies there. It's a camping festival, so you can be there 24 hours a day. The music and the venue area opens around noon, pretty early, and it is open as late as like 4 a.m. The culture is really great there. Everyone's super happy and friendly. Definitely the best vibes out of all the festivals I've ever been to by far. It's just everyone's a family and just is there to have fun and forget about life for a couple days. I will say that the culture is surrounded a lot by drugs, so if you're not comfortable with that, this is not the festival for you. People are generally really happy. I think that contributes to that. Now I'm going to talk a bit about the improvements from last year. I really didn't think that there was anything that went downhill. The only things that were different really improved the festival. The first thing that really improved the festival started right from the beginning. The festival starts on a Thursday. So last year, standard time to enter was 10 a.m. on Thursday morning. So if you were coming from somewhere far like me, you either had to rent a hotel for the night to sleep in, or you had to drive through the night to get there on time, which is what we did and ended up being very exhausting. You're starting off a weekend without a lot of sleep. So this year, you could enter at midnight on Thursday morning, so pretty much Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Also by early arrival Wednesday pass, I think that permitted you to get there at noon on Wednesday, so 12 hours earlier. The benefit of that is that you get to set up your tent and camping area in the daylight, whereas we got there right at midnight. We had to set up our camp at around 1 a.m. So the security to get into the venue when you arrived is pretty much the same. They're really not checking for much. They're very lenient. We actually had a security guard kind of come play a prank on us saying that we were gonna get in trouble, and he was like, haha, just kidding, there's actually no rules here. The siren. He's like, ha, just kidding, there's actually no rules here. This Electric Forest, have fun, do whatever you want. Like, and he was an actual like security guard. There's like literally no rules. It's crazy. They're just really looking for anything you can harm people with. Another huge improvement from this year was the porta potty situation. So when you first got to the festival, there was porta potties lined up. You didn't have to wait to get into the festival area to go to the bathroom after your long car ride. There were a lot more porta potties that were cleaned a lot more often in my opinion, and they actually added flushable toilets near the main stage at Ranch Arena, which was actually like the biggest lifesaver. There was never really toilet paper there, but just knowing that you had a relatively clean bathroom to go in just made me so much happier. The forest was pretty much the same as last year. There were a lot of the same installations. There were a few different ones too. There was 2 stages, which I didn't go to any of the stages last year inside the forest. I don't know if they're the same or not. There's a smaller one to the side, and then there's one huge one where they have like little viewing areas, which was really cool. People were, I guess, raging on it so hard and like headbanging that one of the viewing areas like broke, so they couldn't use it anymore. It was like in a really cool area though. Another thing I heard about this year, which they also did last year. Last year I think there was a big G set in the RV areas. After one of the nights ended, they just went to like a random campground and just set up their own little party after. And this year I think Grizz did, if I remember correctly, it's been so long now. I know for a fact this one happened. He marched through the forest with his sax and was playing it all throughout the forest. There was like a big line of people behind him. They're all just jamming out through the forest, which is really cool. Another really great thing about e-forest, there's always secret little surprises throughout the whole thing. So if you're lucky enough to catch one of those, that's really cool. But I didn't catch any of them, but it's still cool to know that they happen. So my review of the festival this year, the lineup was so good. It honestly was like too good. It made me anxious because I was always missing someone. We sat in front of Base Nectar for a while on Saturday, and I missed Porter Robinson, who I really wanted to see. I missed Bauer because I was at another set I really wanted to see. I think I was at Rusco and Caspa, and then Adventure Club was after that, so there was really no time to go see Bauer, which I was disappointed about. There were just so many good people, but it's also really nice to have options, so I'm not complaining. Like I said, the security was pretty much the same as last year, which was really cool. They're super friendly. There's state troopers there, and they're just there to keep you safe. They're in no way, shape, or form trying to look for anything to get you in trouble. They're just there to help you get out of bad situations if you ever find yourself in one. As I also already said, the crowd and the culture there is just so friendly. There's nothing that beats it, and that is like what makes Electric Forest what it is. There will literally never be a festival that is as great as Electric Forest is, and it comes down to the people that go and the attitude that everyone has while they're there. The amount of people there, I think, was a little bit more than last year. It didn't really bother me too much how many people were there because so many people were there. Everyone obviously wants to go see Base Nectar at this festival. It was at the biggest stage they had. Like I said, me and my friends waited there for hours, so we had a good spot, and I didn't really realize this, but I guess people were trying to see Base Nectar from spots where they could only hear it. They couldn't even see it, and that obviously has to do with the fact that they had so many people there. And on the first day, it's really hard to like get water and things like that because everyone's starting with absolutely nothing in any of their bags, so all the lines are really crazy. But the line to get in on the first day was a lot shorter. Last year, there was people that waited in line for hours and hours and hours. I probably waited in line for like an hour and a half. So that was an improvement, and I think that was because the timing of when people arrived this year compared to last year. Leaving the festival was a little bit hard. We didn't leave as early this year. We left around 10 a.m. and it took us 4 hours to probably go a quarter of a mile to get out. It made our trip home so much longer. You're already sad that you're leaving. It was just, they need another way to get out. It was brutal. And there was also a ton of rain on Saturday night into Sunday morning, and our campsite absolutely flooded, like over above my ankles. All of everything we owned was soaking wet. Our tent broke and let a ton of water in. All of us woke up to absolutely flooded tents. But since you are in like a grassy, like dirt area where you're camping, it was really hard to get in and out because everything was so muddy, so many cars were stuck. The people there are so friendly. You would get stuck in for 1 second, there would already be 10 people behind you pushing your car out, so it wasn't too big of a deal, which is completely not their fault. They had a bunch of really cool things to entertain you this year, like secret sets. There was hot air balloons there, which I don't remember seeing last year. There was the Ferris wheel that has always been there, the water park, which has always been there. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the changes for 2017. So next year they're changing it, and there's going to be 2 weekends, which there's a lot of controversy about because people think that they're gonna separate the jam bands from EDM and pretty much have 2 separate festivals, which I personally don't think would happen because if they wanted to have 2 separate festivals, they would rebrand and have 2 different names. I don't think that's gonna happen. The good thing is the lineups for the headliners are gonna come out soon before the first tickets go on sale at the end of November. As I'm sure a lot of you already know, along with String Cheese, Base Nectar is going to be a resident now, so we know that Base Nectar and String Cheese will be at both weekends. We love Electric Forest, and you've been before. Those are 2 sets that you really want to see. Another pro to this is there are going to be less people on each weekend. If you went last year, you have 2 days to purchase tickets in December where you're guaranteed 2 separate tickets, so if you want, you can buy one for you and a friend that have never been, or you can buy yourself one for each weekend, so you're guaranteed to be able to go no matter what if you went last year. The lineups are going to be a little different each weekend, and that's why they're announcing the headliners before, so that will be a little bit of a problem if you end up liking the smaller acts that come out after on a weekend that you don't buy. But I think overall it's a good idea, so there will be less crowding, and I'm not too mad about it. A lot of people are though. Overall, I think Electric Forest made a lot of improvements from 2015 to 2016, and I'm excited to see what they do for 2017. I hope to see you all in the forest. Thanks for watching. Bye!